sure. Not my writing, other people. You know, I mean, they can't spell, nobody can spell anymore. You gotta have a thesaurus sitting in front of you at all the time or have it online. A dictionary, it doesn't matter what you have, something.
We're Google.
Google it, but, yeah, but you don't even know how to spell sympathy to begin with, so how would you know SY? You know, so there you go. It gets difficult. So having a service like that that's
More
local
wins.
here, let's go. Who else has got something going online?
What are you working on? I know you're working on something. Let us know. Yes. Yes.
I do jewelry and artwork, and I had a custom order for silver jewelry from Canada
And how did you get that?
on Etsy. I have a little Etsy.
On Etsy, okay, so we're already getting pre-Etsy advertising, that's very good.
And because of the topic for this week, how many people are here have sold something or considering selling something on Etsy? Okay. Well, we knew this was going to be a good topic. Looks
Does
like
that
people
have
are
something
done.
to do with Nevada County being kind of a homegrown community where we can make products, but we move it out of the area, do you think? Or we're all very creative?
Or we need hobbies to pay the mortgage. There's that. Hey, so doesn't look like we've got, you had a win? Did you say
So
win
I was
something?
going to say, I'm new to learn how to sell.
Great, you're at the right place.
Yeah.
Yes, in the back.
I do some eBay, probably like some other folks, and just kind of looking at other things kind of like that. And towards one of your questions, it's, you know, I always have to make a little bit more than my retirement is.
Yeah.
To live the way I like to live. But also, it's like being able to do my business, not having someone knocking at my door at 3 o'clock saying, I was 3 o'clock here at 3 o'clock on Thursday, where were you? You know, it's just easier online to be able to sell the products and be able to take the time off when I want.
And let's do one more win and then we're going to move
Well,
on.
it's not exactly when I have a new client that's self-publishing.
Do you speak up?
Stand up. I have a new client that's self-publishing,
Mhm.
and we're looking to put his book out on the web some kind of way. So I'm looking to see if Etsy's gonna help, how to put it to Amazon. how to put it-
In general, what you're looking at is self-publishing as an option,
Yes,
and there are quite a few people that know about self-publishing.
I might do an event next year about how to, wouldn't that be good?
yeah. No, I
Self-publishing.
need it next week.
Okay, so Google self-publishing to start, and there's a resource, well, Stephanie Chandler as well.
And Carl Palichek's
yeah.
book is awesome.
So if you want to write down a couple of names, I'll give them to you maybe after the meeting. Okay? So this is exciting to see everybody here. Let's take a moment to talk about what is Nevada County Online. Mason, what is Nevada County Online for you?
It's this. It's a community. It's the ability to tap into other like-minded people that are looking to expand their presence and their business online. There's all kinds of different topics that we have, whether it's how to market your business and services through LinkedIn or Etsy, doing webinars or Hangouts or YouTube. So anything that's online on the internet in regards to commerce, we try to make it available to Nevada County so that people that are interested in various topics can grow and expand their presence on the internet.
Actually, it's available to many people because somebody like Doug is filming this and it goes on to our Nevada County Online website. And you can watch any, I don't know how many, quite a few.
Quite a few. So here are the basics.
42?
We meet once a month, fourth Tuesday of the month. We bring in a
Except-
speaker on a variety. I was going there. I was
here.
going there. See?
Double
See?
check.
See what I said?
Double check.
So fourth Tuesday of the month, Tuesday, 11 a.m. So that is today. An important announcement. Next month, here, Madeline Helling Library Community Room. Important announcement. Next month, because of the holidays and because of speaker availability, we have moved the meeting up a week. So that would make it not the fourth Tuesday. Come on, the third Tuesday. You guys are with me, kind of. So that's November 18th, and that will be 17th, excuse me. So the third Tuesday, that's why I went Thursday, Tuesday. So that's Sean Tuttle, and the topic is on podcasting. And I've been talking to her about this topic for a while. It's becoming more and more of a marketing option for your business because in a lot of ways it can be easy. Evelyn has turned me on to one where internet marketing guy just takes a morning walk with his dog and just talks, and then that's his podcast. And believe it or not, it's really good stuff because he's always talking about what he's working on, and so way you can tap into that.
And let me tell you, Sean is a real expert. She has got a worksheet that is just extraordinarily detailed. I don't know whether she's going to share that with us or if she's going to sell it or what, but it is fabulous. She really knows what she's doing.
So that's next month, November 17th, Tuesday. Also, you got it? You're doing the math on
I
that?
was thinking that 17 tax days
Oh,
So it
maybe
might
not
be
the 18th.
18th.
I wrote it down wrong. We're moved in here, it's okay, whatever day.
Sorry.
Whoever looks.
Thank you. I think it is the 18th. Let's see what else. We are a donation-driven organization, so I really encourage you guys to dip deep into your pockets. Go past the $1 bill, go to the $5 bill, maybe the $10 bill. I heard that at a street performer show. Anyway, put whatever you want in there. There's a holiday party coming up in December. You are all invited. What we use the funds for is largely subsidizing that catering and the event venue itself. So it's going to come on back to you if you want to do a donation. We are a leadership group that's open to participation. So if you like what you see here and there's something that you want to contribute, we really are open to that. Talk to either Mason, Susie, or myself. There are many other members of the team. There's Matt, who's always behind the scenes doing technical stuff.
There's
Evelyn
Jeannie back there.
And Jeannie and Laura. But we're really
David,
open, and David,
Doug.
of course. You're not behind the camera this week. Okay, so we want to get things rolling. Do we have a sponsor this week?
We do not have a sponsor this week, typically, or this month. Actually, yes,
I'm happy to sponsor. You got a sponsor.
Brenda, who actually is the founder of this meetup, by the way, so thank you for all that you do.
And I think we also have another sponsor, and it's going to be NCO sponsoring NCO. I am willing to put up the money if I must. I will put in 2 tickets for our party that's coming up.
Hey, how about that?
Don't we need like a committee meeting and bureaucratic behind?
No,
No,
actually, no,
no,
it's an executive.
It's anarchy at the top. If you'd like to start with anarchy at the top, come on. We're recruiting members.
Laura is our meter greeter, and when she
So
says
we're not
something, pay attention. The date of the party is December 9th. Somebody double check that on their phone, please, or calendar.
It is.
Tuesday. Second Tuesday, it's at Club 151, which is at 151 Mill Street in downtown Grass Valley. Catered, totally wonderful place. We will have about 10 or 12 prizes. We'll be asking if you want to donate a prize to people. We have to keep it small because last year there were so many. So call me, email me, put it on our meetup thing. If you want to donate, I will send something out to the whole group shortly about that. Details about having fun. And we just have fun, that's all we do. Okay. What?
All right, so I want to make sure we leave Mila a lot of time because she's got a lot to cover today.
We got it all set up?
I have a lot to say.
So here's-
I'm all set up.
Okay, good.
So real quick,
Did I mispronounce your name?
No, Mila, it's not mine, Mila.
Mila.
or I have
Thank
real
you.
quick, with regards to the sponsorship, we're gonna bring Brenda up at the end of the meeting to talk about her offering that'll be available to everybody, so, there's gonna be a drawing, so make sure we get your business cards. We'll be walking around before the drawing so that everybody gets a chance. But stay through the end of the meeting so that you hear about what the offer is, 'cause it's something pretty exciting.
Good, and tell your friends about Nevada County Online. We are a resource. There's a lot of people that are service providers here, so there's writers and internet marketers and web designers, and there's a lot of businesses that are trying to figure this stuff out. And I guess I want to give one last shout out before I bring Mila on. If you guys don't know, there's another organization in town called Sierra Commons. It's a co-working facility that is working to make innovation happen. And we provide classes, and we have a lot of people here from the Igniter course this week. So these guys are going through an intensive course looking through a variety of business aspects, from how to do financial planning to test your market to marketing. And Brian Gillings is here. He's a member of the board of directors of Sierra Commons. If you'd like to know more about the opportunity of a place that you can co-work and really get in on that kind of excitement and sharing that it takes for business. And also, we have the Meet the Igniters party next week is November 4th, correct? So it's at 7 o'clock? You guys? 6 o'clock? Thank you, Brian. So it's at Sierra Commons. That's on Searle Street in Nevada City. It's at sierracommons.org. Just want to give a shout out because great things are happening there. And it's also a place that if you are doing your crafts in your basement and you're like, I'm just stuck and isolated here, Sierra Commons offers a real opportunity where you can create a community around your business.
One more quick thing. Sadly, we have to vacate this room at 12:30
Oh yeah, thank you.
on the dot. Another group comes in and they want it to clear of people. So if you want to chitty chat, that's fine. The weather's lovely. Outside is where you do it. And I'm kind of bossy, so I will make sure you get out.
Okay.
Anything else?
Oh, one quick thing.
One quick thing.
That's it.
Okay, all
All
right.
right. So let me talk a little bit about Mila Johansson. She is a real local resource. She's the author of 24 plays. So if you want to talk to somebody who does a lot of writing, that would be Mila. Okay. She's also the founder and artistic director of the Nevada County Performing Arts Guild, and PAG is one of the resources. I've taken my kids to so many PAG productions and inspired both of them to love the arts and love to see that here. Your business has really been built around Etsy, and that's an important part of you being able to stay in business and do what you want to do, living on a farm with mandarins and solar panels. So with no further ado, this is Mila Johansson, and we're going to learn about Etsy.
Hi, I'm so happy to see so many of my friends here. Thanks for coming. And I would like to thank Nevada County Online for having me speak. I love to do this kind of thing. I was raised by my grandmother, a very famous speaker, who taught Eleanor Roosevelt to speak. And she took me around the last few years of her life, and she would partners with Marlo Thomas, Jane Fonda, and Gloria Steinem. They were speaking partners. So I got to go in the limos and hang out with them. It was really, really fun. But anyway, Oh, sorry, can't hear. Is the mic not on? Okay. Okay, well, tell me if you can't hear me. Usually I'm too loud, so. So anyway, Jeannie got me here. She was seeing how excited I was talking about Etsy one day at the fair, and she said, why don't you speak at Nevada County Online? And then, thank you, Corianne, for bringing me in. Etsy world is so exciting. I'm going to give you a lot of information today. Ask questions at the end if you can, because I'm probably going to cover it. And do not forget, I have these beautiful handouts for you to take home that has every single thing I'm going to talk about on it to remind you what I've said. And the best way to learn Etsy, of course, is how I learned it, because my daughter's a teenager and didn't want to teach me. I kept going, she was so funny, she keeps going, Mom, I had to crash and burn, and now you have to crash and burn. So that's what I'm going to tell you, crash and burn. And what you do is you go online, and like the other day, I couldn't figure out, there must be a way, they're so organized, Etsy is so organized, there must be a way to rearrange my shop. So I went online and I said, how to rearrange an Etsy shop. And immediately I was taken to like 10 blogs, and they said, everyone told me, go into options, and I have that on here for you. Go into options, there's a little sign that says rearrange, and then I could rearrange my shop. Because I thought, well, this is ridiculous. I'm only going to get to have what I posted yesterday, and it's my least thing for $1, or, So I wanted to maybe put my more expensive stuff there, or when I'm posting on Facebook, I want to put all my items that are those things I'm posting, like gowns or jewelry. So I pick a different thing every day, because I'm mainly selling vintage on Etsy. But it's a whole world. Everyone is wonderful. They're friendly, they're helpful. Etsy is like having like 5 secretaries working for you. And PayPal is like having more. I love PayPal. PayPal is completely trustworthy. It was put together by eBay. It was part of eBay. It is separating from eBay as we speak. And so trust PayPal trust Etsy. I help people sign up for a small fee, but the thing is, I won't touch anybody till they're signed up with PayPal, because we'll get on Etsy and we'll sign up. I was trying to help my friend the other day sign up, and we got into Etsy, and all of a sudden they go, well, where's PayPal? Oh, we had to go get PayPal before she could sign up. And my other friend had PayPal, so we could sign up. So you have to have PayPal first, which takes a trip to the bank. They're going to make sure you are who you are. So you have to go to the bank, and they're going to put in 16 cents, 9 cents to your account. And then you have to go back to your email, which you can do on your phone, and you have to tell them how much they put in your account. But one thing is, I want to let you know, I'm doing a no-no in a lecture, right? I'm leaving my phone on, and I want to tell you why. I have the Etsy app. And we went to Tahoe last week, and my husband and I, and all of a sudden this thing on the phone goes, cha-ching, and my sound was really loud. He goes, Mila, what was that? And I go, oh, I just made a sale. I paid for dinner tonight, you know? So I'm leaving it on so you can hear that sound if it comes on. If I get a call, I'll turn it off. It's really a fun sound. Cha-ching. Anyway, when you're on Etsy, I'm sure a lot of you are on Etsy, right? I saw a show of hands, maybe a third of you are on Etsy. Yeah, I'd like to see that. Okay, good. I have a lot of hints for you today, and actually I will say this too, you probably know a lot more than I know, but because my daughter wouldn't help me, I went on and learned a lot of things. And they did and this is one of my reasons, they did a Harvard research. I was reading on the treadmill one day. And if you take your opposite hand, my left hand, and you brush your teeth, they said, pick anything, but brush your teeth, because everybody brushes their teeth. And you start brushing your teeth, and the first night I went home after reading that the same day, I got toothpaste all over my mouth, because I am not left-handed. And so because it opens up your brain power to other sides of your brain and things. And so I kept at it. And the amazing thing is that after 3 days, I felt adventurous to do new things that I had blocks on. I'm normally not a person, as my friends know, that have a lot of blocks, but I do have some, and I'd like to get over those. And in 3 days, I wanted to do weird things that I could never do before, like screw things into the wall. That was not my vocabulary. I could never screw anything into the wall. Get my husband or something. And all of a sudden I go, how would that work? I'd like to try that. And it was from brushing my teeth with my left hand. I have forgotten to do it the last few months, so I'm reminding myself as I'm reminding you. It could be anything, but just do teeth, because that's what we all do. And yeah, and I even wanted to start going different routes to places. Like, oh, let's see how this route gets me to the Center for the Arts today, or let's see, I wanted to do new things that I normally had a big block for, and it's helped me with Etsy, because now I go at night, instead of watching a TV program, I'll go on Etsy and go, there's a place I'll show you. I'm going to navigate for you at the end to show you how to get into certain things, just so you can see it like it's so easy. I say Etsy's easy, and it is easy, each item by itself, but putting it all together may take a little patience. And what I'd like to ask you to do is go slow, super slow, and give yourself time. I also read a study that if you learn something new every 5 to 10 years, it can really help thwart Alzheimer's. But it has to hurt your brain, like French or an instrument. In the last 10 years, I studied herbology with Kathy Cavell, which some of us have done. And it hurt my brain because I am not scientific. I am the least scientific person. That was not my subject, ever. But I got into it with her, and she's very scientific, and I got really good at it. I've been doing it 10 years, and now I know how much I don't know. I have a lot more to learn. But Etsy has been that way for me, because now it's the next 10 years, and I need something new, and it's hurting my brain now. I've only done it for a year and a half, but I'm really happy with what's happening with my Etsy shop. I'm making between $500 and $800 a month, sometimes $1,200, sometimes way more. And I'm really enjoying that, because it's extra money for me. It covers my misdemeanors, and it does. And as I said, I got into it by accident because my daughter wouldn't help me. Well, she's been doing eBay since she was 12. So I'm really glad that, what was her name again? Emma is here today, because I really wanted to let people know, and I meant to put that in, that it's good for. I homeschooled my daughter, and she's in college now and doing really well, because homeschooling let her develop her own self, and she's very confident. She loves studying. She's doing great. But she started eBay when she was 12 because we met a young man. How many of you are on eBay, by the way? Oh, you can't hear me? Gosh. Can you hear me? Right. Sure, but can you hear me back there? Okay. You want to sit up front? Please. Sorry, you can't hear me. Is anyone else having trouble hearing me? Okay. Do you want to move? There's some seats right here.
Anyone, if you're having trouble, come on, take some initiative. Go grab them. Seat up front. Because
It's waiting for you.
we've got good information for you. It's just you need to get a little closer.
Well, anyway, I'll try to put it up. Anyway, we met a kid who was 16 years old at the pool, and he was selling $700 to $800 a month on eBay. And he was 16, and this was 12 years ago, before eBay got so inundated. And we were so impressed, so my daughter started selling little things, and then she got really good at it. And the other reason I'm on eBay is because we live with my 96-year-old father-in-law. And he's fabulous. He makes 3 meals a day. He's on a walker. He brings in all the firewood. He's Norwegian. He's 6'7", and his wife, yeah, it's amazing. His wife was a collector. She sadly died years and years ago from pesticide poisoning with a tumor around her heart because it was a farm community. And she's on a government list of pesticide poisoning. But anyway, she has 5,000 things in her house. And I was really getting tired of dusting them with my husband saying he was going to ever sell them, And so he's the antique man, I'm not. So I started having my daughter put some on eBay. Then she made me a site because she didn't want to do it. And then we were giving her a percentage. And then I think I found Etsy first. And then she got onto Etsy. And a few examples of what some people are doing, which is really, really amazing, is that she's selling just enough to subsidize her spending in college. She's selling little things from like $1 to, she's got some of our things up there for $1,200 that she's going to make her own percentage on. We give her a chance to play the game with us, right? So she's doing really well. My niece, who is amazing, she's a photography major just like a long time ago, and she had collected all these antique cameras. So she got sick the last 2 years and had to go to Stanford Research to get well, and she was stuck in her house. So she started selling her antique cameras. And she found out that she was also had a booth in an antique market, and she was selling a mishmash of things. But the only thing it was selling were the antique cameras. So what she did was she decided to go into that, and she just told us 2 weeks ago that she's selling 2 to 3 a day, $40 to $200 or more dollars. She found her niche. Because she knows cameras. She can oil them. She makes sure they're working. She tells the people where they can get their film, because you can buy it online. And she's doing, I think that's really well. And she's 30, And so now she's staying home with her dog, and she's happy. So she's doing that, and she also found out that typewriters sell. So she's selling a lot of old typewriters. So she is buying some cameras on eBay for sort of cheap because she already exhausted her supply. And she's doing really well. Now, there's another woman in our...
Could we take a step back for a moment, and can you just describe, because has anyone here not been to Etsy before? Okay. So maybe just the basics of what Etsy is, or maybe taking a look at it?
I'll do that next. I'm going to do one more little story just to show you what's possible. Then I have a whole little list here. I mean, you're not going to believe what people are selling on Etsy. But so this other woman, she's in our town, and she she has 5,000 followers on Etsy. So when you get on Etsy, people favorite you. And I have 280. So every time I load something new, those 280 get it in their feed. But she gets 5,000 in her feed. And she's fabulous. She was doing eBay, and she went to Etsy 5 years ago, and she won't ever do eBay again because Etsy is way cheaper than eBay.
Etsy is...
With PayPal, 7% you're paying. With eBay, you can be paying 10 and up, plus PayPal. But eBay is a bigger market, so here's what you can sell on Etsy, which was my next little subject. And I need to go to Is it that way? To the right? There. You can sell almost anything on Etsy. They have 3 subjects. You have to stick to their subjects and you can't waver. That's why I still have my eBay account. So if I get something new and it isn't vintage, I can sell it on there. So it started with crafts, as you all know. And the first time I heard of Etsy was on Martha Stewart. There was a woman on there and she had made this doll. It was a cloth doll and it was okay. Hope none of you are her. And it was an okay doll, but she was selling them for $40 a piece and she had made $1 million. This was 12 years ago on a TV program, and I knew I didn't want to do Etsy then. I wasn't the type at that point. But I was impressed because I love entrepreneurs. And I was so impressed that she had done that and that Etsy was there. And so it was all crafts back then, I'm pretty sure. And then it kind of moved into, I think they wanted the money. So they realized they could get more money if they expanded their subject matter. So the next thing that sells, and it's one of the biggest subjects right now, is supplies. A lot of people are selling beads and connector beads and things to make things, herbal bottles. It could be anything. It could be hoop skirts for under your costume, you know. Things like that are called supplies. And that's probably one of the biggest sellers on Etsy right now are supplies. And the next thing is vintage. It has to be 20 years or older. Now, once in a while, I'm not sure, and I fudge, but I almost shouldn't because if they ever find out, they disconnect you for a while. So you really want to be careful about what you're selling. But 20 years or older is generous. You know, that's everything in my closet almost, probably, you know. Your closet. Yeah. But now anything sells, and when I say sticks, people are picking up sticks in their yard and selling it to someone in another state that don't have those sticks. Have you done that? No. But you could. I heard that, you know, Harry used to sell manzanita, and in Japan, they don't have manzanita plants, and they'll buy them like crazy. The plant. Yeah. Yeah. That's what Harry did for his whole life, was bird cages, for bird cages. Because they're so pretty. So this person, these are pictures from Etsy. This person is selling acorn caps, not even the acorns. Okay?
My yard is full of those.
I know! There's other people who are selling the acorns, and some people are spraying them. Do you know what I'm saying? Right. And then, okay, now this to me is my favorite thing. There's like thousands of these really weird stuffed animals. And you can go into Etsy and see what is selling on each site, and those are selling. It blows me completely away. My stepmother is here, Yvonne, and she took me around some stores at Bisbee a few years ago before I started all this, and 2 store owners, oh, this is something I want you to know. Is anyone here a store owner? A store owner? Well, 2 store owners were selling on Etsy and eBay while they were waiting for customers. And this reminds me of this because one of them was selling those things. Well, you'll see. You'll go on. Go really weird stuffed animals, and you'll see there's thousands of them. And it's crazy. You may have an idea for a really weird stuffed animal. You know what I mean? So anyway, but he was selling on Etsy, doing better, and he said, and the antique person said the antique person was doing better on eBay than a store. This guy was doing better on Etsy than his store. But I thought that was neat because while they're waiting there, they're doing it. And I think more store owners should be doing that. So we're starting with the weird and the found. On Etsy, you can go into someone's site and it has their sales listed. There is a way to shut that off if you want to. I have not explored that yet. But you can go and see what anybody's selling, and that's the main thing I want to tell you. Your best learning tool for Etsy is to go cruise around at night. That's what I did. It was so fun. And my daughter, before she sold on Etsy, had bought on Etsy because they have weird things that teenagers like, and she was just happy as heck buying things there. So shop on Etsy, look on Etsy. one of my techniques that I use that I was going to talk about in a while is I copy verbiage. I don't exactly copy it, but I go on and get my ideas of what to say for shipping. Like, I sell vintage clothing, and one lady said, hey, I've looked this over, and it looks like there's not a rip, but if there is, I still don't do a refund. I mean, I kind of got ideas from people like that, and I'm showing a clay piece because I thought you were coming. So, okay, so this is where we start. Okay, when I say sticks, I'm not kidding. That person is selling those sticks. And there were like 100 pictures of sticks. I just want you to know anything's possible. It's fun.
Did you look to see if they were selling?
I didn't. I was out of time. I did see the one person. All she does is sell sticks and moss and stuff.
Well, they must be selling them if they do.
Oh, you can't really see the girl on the right, but these are really high-end crafted stuffed animals that I totally think are amazing. These are amazing artists. So there's amazing artists on here. See that bowl right there? I thought you might really like that. Mari makes ceramics. And then there's made to order. People are making signs, or they're making jewelry to order. There's all kinds of things you can do, and that bowl is amazing. There's so many high-end ceramics on there that I just have to stare at them.
Oh, wow, that's better.
So from people making, I saw one lady, she was making dresses, and she was just taking any rags and sewing them anywhere. But I liked her creativity, I love seeing what people are doing. It makes it all possible for all of us. Here's vintage, clothing or anything in your kitchen or your grandmother's kitchen. I mean, I've been looking around my house. I've decided I have too much stuff, and I've just been putting them on and selling them. Oh, too ancient. These are each selling for $2,000 to $3,000. My friend who sells, she has something up there for $40,000. So it can be high end if you want, And then here is my pride and joy. This is one of my first sales. This is a flag that when we bought our land many, many years ago, we found stomped into a hole in the mud. I brought it in, washed it, put it over my telescope for a decade. And then I was looking at it going, I bet someone will want that flag. And I put it online and it sold for $35. Because this young girl in Florida wanted a flag for her school production. Yeah. So I just wanted to show you what you can do. It's amazing and it's fun. But what I want to ask you again is make sure you're patient. It's not going to come real fast. There's a lot to do, a lot to absorb. But just what I would do first, what's easy, sign up for Etsy. It takes 20 minutes, as long as you have PayPal. Yeah. So 20 minutes, you're in. And then you can start cruising around, start looking, and then you can start loading when you feel like you have something you want to sell. Now, there's different approaches to starting. Yeah.
We said start with PayPal first, sign up for PayPal first.
Because Etsy won't let you in until you have it. Plus, PayPal is just a great way to go. Yeah. Yes. You can. And the thing is, you need to think about your name because you can only change your name once. Now remember, all this is written down, so you don't have to take notes. It's all in here. So you can only change your name once, so you want to think about your name, first of all.
My friend Vicky is, she's going to start on her, just got me signed up.
Oh, good. Well, good. Yes.
Question about payment. When I went on Estsy, they also have their own payment thing.
They do, and that's something.
Automatically sign me up for it.
Oh, that's weird, because they don't usually do that. Well, that's new. It's kind of, they're pushing it right now. And I'm not signed up for that, but I'm thinking about it because it's direct pay. But that's a whole other thing. Let's not go there today because that's kind of one of those in-depth things that you probably need to explore yourself. Yeah, because I don't understand that, and I'm thinking of signing up for it.
I think they're accepting checks that way, I think.
Checks?
But if you don't sign up for that, you're missing on half the sale.
I know. That's why I'm signing up for it soon. Yeah.
You can do both.
You can do both, and also you can do credit cards. I mean, people can buy with credit cards, and it's great. The money is something you kind of need to go in and work out, and I'm going with that soon because she's right. It's where you miss out on half your sales because people don't want to pay through PayPal. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
Originally, it was handcrafted items, and I understood that every single item had to have been handcrafted by me. Has it expanded beyond, like,
Yes, it can be anyone in your store that works for you.
well, if I created a journal that I had it produced, is
That, at this point, I think is the new thing they have going, and you have to prove who's doing it for you and what's going on. But that's another thing to look into. Let's not go. That's another really in-depth thing that I don't want to. I want to kind of skim this a little bit more here. Okay, so here's something else for you to know. Who is on Etsy? Most people don't realize this, but 80% of Etsy buyers and sellers are from the Midwest and the East Coast. Only 10 to 12 are from the West Coast. Yes. Yes, and the rest is Europe. And I would say don't even start with international shipping or anything. I'm going to go over that in a minute until you get down this shipping because it's a little bit hard. But the whole idea that I want to show you later today is this beautiful Facebook posting I'm doing that is getting me, 50 to 200 hits a day more than I normally would get on my paltry 280 favorites, right? So, but that is because I've learned that I have to post, and this goes for a lot, like if you're posting for other things too, they're probably on the East Coast also. So I always get up at 5 or 6 and post, and I always post between 2 and 5 in the afternoon. My daughter found that out. She goes, Mom, if I post at 5, I get way more people buying and hitting on my things. And so when I read this, I was scratching around just learning things on Etsy. So I just found it by accident, this percentage thing. And I don't think hardly anyone realizes that. And it was just one of those things that came to me. So I'm real diligent. I wake up at 5 or 6 and I post. Now, if I post at 5, I get way more hits than I get at 6. If I post at 6, I get way more than I get at 7, and I hardly get any after that. It's just one of those, facts. Yeah. It's. Well, I don't know. Right, because they get off at 5. So if I post at 2 or 3, they're getting it, and then it still goes on for all night. I'm going to show you one of my posts I did the other day where I got 200 immediately, but I posted at 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday. It's that. This is what I really want to show you in the end, but I want to get you there first, right? So, the main thing is getting started. So, like I said, sign up for PayPal, sign up for Etsy.
If you do online banking, you don't have to go to the bank. You just log into your account.
Well, sure. You can do that. That's great. Because they're just going to ask you, did you get 9 cents or 16 cents from us? Then they're going to say, oh, now we know who you are. You can have it. It's great. Okay. Now, here's how your name will display. One word. Don't let that throw you. That's my site, Silk Road Boutique. And I picked it 2 weeks before that really bad thing did or didn't happen on the internet, that scam thing. Anyway, there was a name of someone, Silk Road Boutique. Or Silk Road. But anyway, so your name will display as Silk Road Boutique, or my other store is Junk Art 22. But it's one word. But try to capitalize each word. They say that if you start with 20 items, you don't have to. A lot of people just have 1 or 2. Some people have 5,000. But if you start with 20 items, it gets you noticed right away, sooner. And when you get up to 100, a lot of people on blogs are saying, once I hit 100, I get more response and more hits. So 100 is kind of like the magic number to start getting noticed. And if you don't have one already, everybody's on Facebook, right? How many are on Facebook? How many are, okay, good. If you're not on Facebook, make sure you get on Facebook because it's your best form of advertising besides Twitter and Pinterest, which I don't do a lot of. I haven't had time to look into that. I'm a writer, and I have to be careful how much time I spend on learning all this stuff. So some of you probably know Twitter and Pinterest way better than me, but I would use them because that's where people get a lot of response. Now, I have a list. When you, at the end, come and get my list of everything I've talked about, and on the top is my site, and you can go and, if you want to, you can purchase the list of 140 groups you can join to post. And that's what I do every day. I post probably about 125 a day. You know, it depends what I'm doing because there's a vintage. What I do is I pick one of my items and I call them doorbusters. And what I do, and this is what's really, you're going to really like this, yeah. And what I do is I take the URL, I go to these sites, you know, I'm a member of 140 or more right now, and my sister and I thought, well, let's make a list for everybody so everybody can have the list, you know, let's go. So then I take my URL, I go to Etsy, there's one called Etsy, I post it, and there's a community group right on the top, I'm going to show you that. And then I write a little thing. We have lots of tiles like this in all kinds of animals or whatever, you know. We have lots of jewelry like this. And then don't put a long blurb. I put maybe one sentence there, and then I fill in the little side beside. I just put one sentence to kind of get them to come in. And often I put a thing like, I'll put a gunny sack dress because that brings everybody in every single time. They don't buy it, but they look at everything else and buy something else. So I call them doorbusters. And there's another site, if I put up this silly little pair of $6 earrings, I get 100 hits that day. And if I put up something else, I don't. So the earrings are what really bring people in. You know, even though, now when you go on, yes?
We're lost here. Where are you doing that?
Etsy? Oh, Facebook? Oh. And I have it all here for you to do.
So you're taking your Etsy site and you actually place it as an item on your page?
Yeah, take the URL, I copy the URL at the top, and then, that's just the little address at the top of, because when my Etsy thing comes up, and I'll show you when I cruise around a little while, when it comes up, then I can just black that out, and then I put it in, then I write a little blurb like, hey, you know, and then also you can do every once in a while in the bottom, like I have room after the URL, and there's a little bit of room. I go, hey, favorite us to see my new items, and you know what? I don't know why, but if you tell people to favorite you, they're kind of like they obey. And they'll come in and favorite your site, and you really want to get those favorites because everybody who favorites you, every time you load something new, they get an ad on it. And it's cool. Yeah, I mean, they don't get an ad, but it comes into their feed. You'll see, you'll get that too, because Etsy wants to give you ideas of things to buy. This is their sales technique. They've figured out that if they advertise as much as they can, they're going to sell more, and they're going to make their little 3.5%, right? Better than eBay percent. So that, you know, so, wait, where was I?
So can I just ask you, do you find that most of your Etsy audience is female?
Yes.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of males on Etsy that I deal with and talk to, and that have, a lot of them are the ones who have the sites, the community sites. So, but the buyers are all female pretty much.
The males are going to eBay and the females maybe more.
They could be, except for I sell a lot of cowboy boots and men's boots. So there's a lot of men, too. Yeah, but the women are the ones who are cruising around, I think. Yeah. Okay, so you can have more than one store. Don't go there yet. Just make a store. And I have one just, I don't know why I made another one and then another one, but I just did, because I'm selling my herbal products in one, and I didn't want to mix them with vintage. I just didn't want to do that, you know. So I have 3 stores, but you know, it brings me, it really works. It's really a lot of fun. So we got started, right? And Etsy will lead you through. Go on Etsy. They'll tell you how to sign up. They'll help you. It'll be 20 minutes. You'll be done. Maybe 10. And think about your name first. And if you don't have the name exactly you want, you're not positive, still put your name in. Just don't change it yet, because you only change it once. And then come up with another name later. Okay, but wait a month. Sit and wait, so you make sure you have the right name. Okay, I'm not a photographer at all. My daughter is a photography major. My niece is a photography major. I'm not a photographer. But my daughter had a $100 Canon camera laying around the house, and I started taking pictures one day because she wouldn't do it for me. And I found a window with a French door in my house, and at 11 to 3 in the day, I get perfect light, and I take great pictures according to me. Now, I know you photographers are not going to think I did, but for me, I think they're good, and I think some of them are, very good compared to some of the ones I see on Etsy. So I'm using my $100 Canon, and you need to set up a place to take your pictures. It just kind of helps if you have a place. And I have hooks on different parts of my house outside for different times of the day, because I do really well. Some pictures take really well in dusk or rainy days. And if I'm not having the light, then I go outside. So let me show you a few pictures I've taken with me. Oh, you can't see that very well, but it's a really good picture online. It looks really fantastic. And that's just a close-up with my $100 Canon. It does point and shoot. I didn't do any adjustment. I can't. And I know a lot of you can't, so you don't have to. Yeah.
Is it digital, your camera? Is it a digital camera?
See, I don't even know that. Yes. I connect it to the computer, and I put it in every day. But, yeah, right. See, there's some things I don't know. But anyway, a $100 Canon, and it's taking like, this does not look it up here, but yeah, that's a real antique from Norway.
What background did you use for this writing?
Oh, I got some white butcher paper, and I put it on a chair, and I take this chair all around with me, and my daughter started using it with her $1,200 Canon, and she really likes what I did. I learned that from my friend who is the big seller on Etsy. She said, and what she does, my friend on Etsy, let's say you're selling bigger things, or you want a bigger thing. So you take this table, put it against the wall, take the butcher paper down, and go all the way down like this, and make yourself a section. And she actually brings in lights, because she wants to do it at night, too, because she has a lot of kids. So she brings in these kind of can lights, and she has them pointed on it, and she has it going all the time. I'm just doing my way, because I've got a lot of...
White is better than a black background.
Well, when I first started, she was teaching us a lot, and she said that if you wanted to be featured in Etsy, usually everyone does white backgrounds, but I found that's not exactly true, because people are going to pick your items for treasuries, which is another form of advertising, and they're going to feature you in their sites and all their stuff. And some people think you need a white background, but like I see people use, well, let's see, watch. Here's my next one. These pictures are way better on my computer, but this is my ranch. And I just put that on a rock. And it was a great picture when it was still green out there, And so that was a cloudy day. So just don't let the photography get in your way. Go to Best Buy, get a Canon, $100 Canon, and start taking pictures with it. I'm telling you, I can't even believe I'm taking pictures like this. It's just not in my...
May I say something
Yes.
about that? Grays and pale blues are easy on the eyes when you use the white, it glares. And as an artist, I've learned that the best way to do it, if you have smaller items, to get a piece of poster board. You can get
Oh,
it
good
at the
idea.
Dollar store.
Dollar store.
And in pale colors, gray, beige, or pale blue. And then this way, when you set it out, lean in against something so you have a little curve and you have no horizon.
Yeah. That's a good idea, and you could tape them together if you had to.
Yeah.
No, well, look on Etsy and start seeing what other people are doing. That's your best way to learn, and copy what they're doing, because they copied someone else. It's all good. Have you guys done that where you want to load something and you just push command and it all loads together? Well, I didn't know this till a few weeks ago that I could do it with Etsy. I was loading each one and waiting till it loads, But you can push one, when you get into where you're going to load pictures, they'll lead you to it. You're going to find this. And so you push one picture and then you push command and you push all your other 5. You can only do 5 pictures on Etsy. On eBay you can do 12. But that's okay, because Etsy's I love Etsy. And it's a lot more fun because, my store looks fabulous. I'm going to show you in a few minutes. I mean, a store is a fabulous thing to have because it looks like a store, and I like that. And I like that I can stay home and have my store. And I like that people are buying all the time, and pretty soon I hope my phone goes ka-ching so you can hear it. Yeah?
Are you talking about 5 photos for one item?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. And try to
Do that. Try to do 5 photos for one item. And what I do is I show just of it, then maybe a close-up of something, like if I'm doing sterling, I'll do the sign on the bottom. And then also I'll do, if there's a flaw, because I'm doing vintage, I do a picture of the flaw and I talk about the flaw. You have to really be honest and, tell everyone everything. And usually people write in my little thing, wow, she said there was a flaw, but it's much better than she said. I always make it worse than it is, because I don't want people to come back on me. So, and yeah. Did I cover everything on there? Right. Okay, here's the difficult part. I'm only going to lightly touch on it. You have to do your own research. I'm sorry. This is the hardest part for me to learn, and that's why I really tell you, do not do international shipping yet. Wait till you learn this one, and then if you want to, like, let's say you're brushing your teeth with your left hand for about a month, then go do the international shipping, okay? Yes. Okay, so.
I noticed that you sell clothes, for example, which are easy to ship.
Yes, so easy, and this is what makes it easy. Try to do everything through the post office, because they have 2-day shipping, and that will make you very popular with people. Yes?
You didn't mention flat rate, which is the only thing I do.
Right, I have it right here.
Okay, it doesn't say it.
Oh, well, that 2-day, or yeah, you're right. She's right. Flat rate. So let's say, but see now, with you're selling things that are almost all the same size. Yeah, and I'm not. So I wanted to show you. She's right though. Everything you can do flat rate. Like this envelope right here is a small flat rate envelope. Anything you put in here will go for $5.95, and it keeps switching. Yeah, $5.80, and anything. And this one is their newest one, which I really like because look, it's a little more bulbous, and I can put more into it. This is their new one. They don't carry it at the post office unless they get a big batch in for a customer. So I'm getting them at SPD. And and that's the other thing. Order them online, and they'll deliver you a whole package to your house of any of these. So decide which ones you need the most. Yeah, and it's free, right? So I'm going to order these next because I've been getting them at the post office. They quit. Now I've been getting them at SPD, and I need a whole batch. So because the clothes fit into this really well because it kind of, you know what I mean? If it's a small thing, and this is only $5.95 or $6.05. They just went up like 10 cents. That's true. And that's the hard part about the shipping is I was doing their labels, which actually saves you a little bit of money, but my items were such different sizes that it didn't work for me. Sometimes I go to the post office and somebody will come in with 10 or 20 boxes this size, and they're all sitting on the edge. And they just did because they're selling the same size thing, they did all their shipping and handling at home. They used the beautiful professional shipping labels that are provided on eBay or Etsy. And so they just came in with their whole bunch and put them down, didn't even wait in line, and left because they have one thing. I can't do that because I'm selling so many different size things. Yes?
Well, I just wanted to say that I have an online website, and I just made friends with my mail lady, and I just put a note on my mailbox whenever I have boxes on the porch, and she picks them up.
That's
So
great.
I don't even have to drive into town, and it costs me like a jar of jelly every Thursday.
That's wonderful. Yeah.
Well, I don't know the details on it, but the post office has some kind of program now where you can, you get the scale and you can do all the hand and
Right.
print out the label.
Right, and then print out the label there, and you can use the scale. That's why I'm going to let you guys research that part because it's different for all of us. It's almost like in our theater company, you have to buy your own shoes because it's really hard to fit shoes to you. You know what I'm saying? So we don't buy their shoes. I'm not going to take you through all the shipping because it's going to be so different for each of us. Yes?
Can I just ask you now, do you include shipping in, you just raise your price a little bit?
Okay, there's two ways of doing that. Mainly, I put shipping on there. Let's say I'm selling something for $65 or over, because I sell a lot of beautiful dresses and stuff. I give free shipping on there as an incentive. And you can, some people do just raise the price like $5 or something. The other day, I lost some money because I was selling a creche, a beautiful Christmas creche. But the house was so big, it wouldn't fit in any box. I finally found this big box, and I lost $20 on the sale. But you know what? I just did it because I want goodwill, and you're going to win some and lose some when you're first learning. Really quick, this box is really good because it's pretty big, and this one is around $18 to ship, flat rate, whatever you can put in it. It has to say medium. This is large flat rate, and right there it says large flat rate. And then and the great thing is about the 2-day air though, is once you pay for the box and the shipping, the 2-day air is often cheaper because boxes cost a lot. Like a box like this size at anywhere is like $3 or something.
So you're calling priority mail 2-day air?
Yeah, it is 2-day air. And flat rate, like she was saying, because flat rate, that means you can put as much as you want in a box and it will work. I can still get flat rate on a regular box sometimes if I have an odd size thing. I have to tell you a quick little story. I was at PAG and we were doing costume sale, that's where I met you, and 2 years ago, and someone had brought in a huge box of choir dresses, satin choir dresses. And I'm like, and they're all black. And so you don't put black on theater unless it's like plant, black or white, you just don't. So I thought, gosh, what am I going to do with these? And it took me 2 years to think it out, but then I was on eBay and Etsy and I went, wait, I could sell them. So here's what happened. I got them on eBay. I went on Facebook. I joined all the choir associations in the U.S. And I took my URL from eBay. And so this is what you can do. You can pinpoint at Facebook. And I went to all the choir ones and I go, I have 60 dresses. They're $15 each. I mean, come on. And they were the old fashioned, beautiful satin. And now the girl who is in my program goes, ooh, those are so nice. They're giving us these horrible little acetate ones now, And so immediately I had 10 takers and I sold them to a choir in Palo Alto in 5 days. So you can target your audience with Facebook. You know what? It took me a couple years to think that one out, but I'm really proud of that, and I want you to know you can do those things too. Yeah.
I've seen on Etsy where if you're dealing with like furniture or something heavy, there's language that people use to shipping, where the person has to send their zip code and then enter in somehow.
That's right. You can do that. There's places to do that.
And then what do? You put up another item, you post an item for shipping for, Emily, and then she has to click on that as well as
I don't know because I don't do that, and that's one of the things I want you to research because shipping is it's so different. I did see a guy though, he's selling all this furniture because I was really cruising around the beginning, and he was only charging like $60 for huge pieces of furniture. I don't know how he did it, but go see what other people are selling for it and see how they're doing it, and then ask the question on the internet and a blog will come up and answer you. Oh. What is it? Here, he just said, look up freight. Yeah.
And they did against each other to ship their shipment, and then we had a fraction of the price. We ship rates are 20 pounds.
Okay, I'm sorry, what was that?
Freight quote.
Yeah. Let me do that next. Okay, let's do that. You guys, I have a lot to cover in 20 minutes. I really want to show you something online so you understand a few things before someone has to leave there. Wait, okay. So, join the groups, teams. Oh, here's free advertising. Okay, I already covered the percentage. So guess what the great thing about Etsy is? When you post, you go to the top of the line. You're the first person people see. When you renew, same thing. eBay, you don't come to the top till you're selling. So I renew at least 5 things a day because I want to be at the top because it's doorbuster. It gets them in my store to look at other things.
Spread it out over the day, or you just do it?
No, I just put it up, but I spread out what I'm doing. I do a variety. So those are your best advertising. Don't buy their advertising. I swear to God, this is the best thing right here. Posting and renewing. It's 20 cents. So what? I pay $30 in the end of the month, but I've made 500 or 1,000 or whatever. You know what I mean? It's my advertising. I don't do their advertising because I want to stay at the top, and this puts me at the top. And that's the neat thing about Etsy. You get to be at the top if you want to be at the top. You know? So I spend 20 to 45 minutes a day posting in the morning, and that's free. And that's the Facebook that I have the list for you to join. You can join groups on your own, or you could just get my list and join them all at once. And usually if you just say join, they'll all let you join. And you just have to go by the rules. I always say if they have too many rules, drop them, because I don't like those groups. And then play with everybody. Like their stuff, favorite their stuff, compliment, participate, and they'll start posting you. That's a great thing, because they probably have more followers than you have. and that's great. And you explore those other things, because I just don't have time for Twitter. I am on Twitter, and every time I post a new item, I do put it on Twitter too, because that's a good thing to do. Oh, and also I would get a different Facebook site from your friend's Facebook site, or all your friends may drop you. Because every time you post, I don't know how to undo that, maybe there is a way, but it shows up on your feed. So get a Facebook site with your store name that's a business that you can post and make all these friends too. Make friends with them because they won't mind it's on their feed. And then you'll post for them, they'll post for you, and you'll be pollinating. It's really, so make sure you're not doing it on your own Facebook site or people will drop you. I promise.
I hope you have that experience.
Okay, I'm going to show you how to get around Facebook a little bit. Etsy. What I want to show you first is my example of yesterday Sunday, I posted at 4. I only had 20 hits. I only had 20 people visiting my store until I posted. And I got, here we are. And I got 200 right away. So I'm going to, okay, so do you see my little mouse? Oh, wait, where am I? Where'd it go? Oh. It went away.
You're on the Etsy tab here, so don't click.
Okay, go down. All right, see this up here? See, right here. Is that something you can see? Okay, I go there and it gets me to everywhere. Here's my items. Let's go to my store. I want you to see my store. It's just one of my stores. Sorry, I'm not used to this finger thing. Okay, so here's my store. These are items you can feature at the top. I talked about that in my notes for you for later. You just star those, and then they're most important things, so when people come to your store, they'll see those first. So isn't that great? I mean, the store looks so beautiful. I just love having a beautiful store, and I don't have to go in every day and open the door at 9 o'clock, you know?
You can sleep in and you're
I know, and like right now, I mean, I may hear that thing go off, and I'm, making money today while I'm here, and I love that. I'm actually just enjoying it. I love it. It's a fun thing to do. So now I'm going to go back up, if I can get this finger thing to work. Okay. And I want to show you what happened. Oh, do you see, here's my advertising. I'm much faster with the mouse. Wait a minute. Okay, here it is. Here's my advertising thing that I sell. It's a PDF, and PDFs are great because you don't have to ship anything. You can think of anything that could be a PDF, a tutorial, even help people with Facebook. So here it is, $10. I got this little picture off the free, picture site. And then the other day I said, well, I'm just going to put that up because I know that it's usually instant sales every time I load that. So what I did was I go up here to the URL. See the URL? I hit it. I push, Control C, yeah. And then I go into Facebook and I put it into my Facebook site to my community site. And there I'm off and running for 20, 45 minutes. I go, and I'm that fast, and you'll get fast. And then here's what happened. This is the exciting part, is I go up here to my stats because I like to go see what's going on. Because it also tells me if I have a sale, even though they come into my email. Oh, see, I made a sale this morning. That's great. So here I have 27 hits today. That's not very good. That's some people who have like 5,000 followers, they would just get maybe 200 hits anyway without doing this because they're already up there and people are searching for the thing. But watch what happened yesterday. That's just left over from me posting at 4 o'clock on Sunday. And I immediately sold 4 of these right away. People hooked into it. I don't think people quite understand how much it will help them, but right away I sold 4. So I sold 2 the day before, and I got 220 hits the day before, but it won't show me the day before, so I can't show you that. Right. So now, then you go up here. Now here's how you load really quick. Does anyone want to see that, how to load things? Okay, so you go up to items. Items is how you change things, and it's how you do everything. But let's go down to add a new item. Okay, so there's new items. You go here. The computer's slow. So you go here and you go new items, and then you go down here. First of all, load your picture right away. Because while you're loading your picture, you can put the information in. So you're gonna do your picture. You're gonna go push picture. Okay, I'm going up to where are my pictures. And then remember, you can load all 5 at once. So anyway, should we do questions and answers for the rest of it? And you can kind of crash around here.
It sounds like we had a lot of questions. So
yeah, let's do that. So, oh wait, go ahead.
Well, I'm just wondering, because I kind of assume that most people have iPads these days.
You can do it all from that, and you can do a lot from this, and you can even take your pictures on this once in a while. Let's say you see something, but the pictures aren't quite as good unless you get the newest one. I think it's got a lot better picture capacity, right? Yeah, compared to this one. But you can do everything from. I threatened to my husband I might go to the south of France and shop at those extreme swap meets there and just live there for 6 months and sell online. You can do that. You can do that. Yeah. Yeah.
So during your presentation, I connected to the county library here. I downloaded the application on my cell phone, my smartphone rather. I'm on your website. I just sent you an offer. You respond to offers on items that you've listed?
Oh, and that's another thing. Put in you're going to see there's places to put all your verbiage. That's cool. Yeah, I accept reasonable offers. And I do often because I just want it out of my house, to be honest. I am so sick of 5,000 things. Oh, that's not cha-ching. That's conversation. Someone has a question about an item. It might be him. Hey, I'm glad you did that to show that. So then I go, oh, when I stop my car, I'm going to have to answer this person.
So what do you do?
So the other question I have is, what about refunds? If somebody gets an item they don't like, do you accept refunds?
I say I don't, but I will if it's a small enough refund because I want to have goodwill with them. And in shipping, I also give refunds. Let's say it costs $2 less. If you give them $1 or $2 off, they flip out. They love you forever. And I get all these raves because I treat people so well. And that's what, of course, we want to do.
When you place an item at the city store, how much of this can you give?
You look at other people's descriptions and learn from them because I do short because I know people aren't going to read it all, and I don't have a lot of time. I got to be a writer, you know. So I do short, but I do put everything I can in about it. Always measure, put measurements in, or people will just skip you and leave and not come back. Yeah.
Can you talk about keywords?
Keywords are really important. You're going to get 13 keywords. And make your keywords really, really important. And sometimes if I can't have enough keywords, I put France, China, Paris. You know, things that will just draw people to me. And yeah, I do all kinds, and look at other people's keywords. And think of keywords that would bring them to you, even if that's not what they're going to buy. Because you want them in your store. It's doorbusters. Like, how many letters? There are ways to do that. You can look, they might, but see, I haven't found that yet. And what I do is I look at other people's keywords. I look at everything other people are doing. I might even copy their verbiage and change some of it.
Maybe you might not know this, but we do have things that are large and very fragile. And some of the things we look up at like $1,000 to ship it, or $800, the minute you know really
Well, he said something.
It's hard to grade on wooden crates.
Yeah, but I'm thinking about like a company that's really used to doing it.
Look up online. There might be someone. In fact, you know what eBay does now? What do they do? That thing where you ship it to them and they ship? I couldn't quite get into that. Yeah.
You ship it.
Oh, right. And that's valuable. Yeah. Because international, you have no recourse. There is no tracking. Always get tracking if you can. There's no tracking. There's no insurance. So what I tell people, if they really want it, I go, I'll ship it to you, but we're both taking the risk. And then you just weigh it, probably, huh? I haven't tried that. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, you said you had joined 140 groups.
Yes.
And do you post those 140?
Yeah, and when you first do it, you might be a little slow, but I go fast. I go copy, put it, and I just keep putting it in.
Individually.
It takes me about 20 minutes to 40 minutes every day. But I get sales from it every day. Yeah.
I have my own website. Is there a way to link my website store into this to replace it?
Not to replace it, and that's a hard thing, but you can put your website link, you can put your Etsy link onto it so people will get there. And actually ask that question online, there might be a way.
Because I don't want to have two.
Yeah.
Is there any sales information, sales tax?
Any what? Oh, no, you're responsible for that. Like, okay, here's another thing. That's why I like PayPal and Etsy. It's all itemized out. I can print it out. They're my accountants. It's all together. So if, let's say I make so much I have to account for it, then I can take it in to somebody and get it done. Yeah. I look up other people's. I go on eBay, and I never go for the highest price. I go for the medium price, but you can charge a little more on Etsy. People will pay more on Etsy than they will on eBay. Yes.
You have to get a California reseller's license for sale.
I haven't. Oh, if you're going to do tax, yes. Right. I haven't sold that much, so I'm not sure yet. Yes.
I was just wondering about the cost of Etsy, because it seems like when I signed up for it, and then it was whether you sell them or not, it's 40 cents an item a month or something, is that right?
No, there's no cost unless you sell. And when you post, it's 20 cents a post. For 3 months, right. Of course.
PayPal, because you guys might not know, is they're going to give a report to the federal government about the amount sold. That report is going to include shipping. I filed ours, the shipping has a separate thing, and didn't match, we get an audit sort of question. We said, hey, here's the shipping, here's this, and it matches together, but they're going to really look, the federal government's going to really look at your income. It doesn't, you don't have to explain how much stuff costs or anything, you just have to figure that matches what Etsy put into the federal government, or PayPal, excuse me.
Including the tax. They had the tax, but then they real chips.
Except for even with that, it's less